I will be shearing using the New Zealand method. And as you can see, they relax once you get them down. Throw the belly roll out. Come here, killer. There we go. What a good boy.
He looks like a zebra.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Look at that. The stripes, that's so odd. I've never seen that. You might have seen it, but I've never. He doesn't he look stripy?
He's got that, the way his skin does, it looks like ripples on water.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
always love that. It's just the follicles sort of go different directions.
That's so fun. Thank you, Bates.
Okay, good. Let's go back.
So Mr. Bates's fleece just got sheared, and it was not skirted from the ground really, except for pulling out bits of belly wool and stuff. So I'm gonna have a look at it and see. I'm gonna open it up. Generally, want to open it up so that you put the cut side down when you're skirting. At least I do. I think most people do actually. Now it still feels warm from where they curled it up. Huh. You can see all the different colors in it. Just before I even get it all the way out, you can see the dark. So there's silver and dark and pewter. There's quite a few colors in this. This is almost black. But look at the difference in the color between that and this. Which is like a pewter gray color. It's gorgeous. Nice length. More short, dark stuff. But I don't know. See, that's not too bad right there. If I had enough of that, I could do something with that. It's not too bad. Except there's poo. The poo bits. You always want to toss that. It's not even worth trying to wash. Nope. Nope. Second cuts. Nope. Skirting and fleece is definitely something that you don't rush. Not if you want to get the most usable bits out of it. Because if you just start throwing and pulling, you end up pulling off some of the good stuff with the bad stuff. So I guess what I'm doing now is I'm just looking for the darker, because that would be the edge, around the edges. Down along towards the belly, towards the back legs, the front legs, the neck, up to the head, top of the head. Since I'm hand processing this and not sending it to a mill, I might be even a little pickier. Just because if I don't want to wash it or think it will come out clean enough, or if it's too short and it's just not worth my time, then of course I'm not going to waste time on something that's too difficult or time consuming. I just want the best of the best. That's pretty. That's a nice clump right there. Isn't it pretty? Gorgeous. The color is to die for. I love that color. And this is a Hoggett fleece, meaning that he is just over a year old, and it's his first shearing. You don't really want bits like that are kind of matted and really hard to pull apart. They're just going to be some of the key points of a fleece. If you're at a festival and you're shopping for a fleece, generally you don't get to see them laid out like this. They don't usually have the facility or the ability to do that for every fleece, or for any, really, usually. So the fleece will be rolled up in a certain way that you end up usually seeing the cut part facing the top of the bag. At least that's my experience generally when I go to a festival and you see fleeces. So whatever you can reach, if you can pull out a lock, there are a few key things to a fleece that you do want to check for before you buy it, as some deciding factors. First of all, is it strong? Does it have any breaks in it? So you take a lock, about this size, really no bigger, or else it has enough strength in itself that it's harder to break if there was a break in it. And you just put it up next to you and just pull it about 3 times. No, that was me. That wasn't the fleece. My finger slipped. So you just pull it. And if it pings, I don't think you can hear that, but, and you do it 3 times and it doesn't break anywhere, it's a sound fleece. At least this lock is. Fleeces have been known to have areas where for some reason there's a break in a certain area, but the general rest of the fleece will be fine. But if there's any break in a fleece, I would just say pass on it. One of the other things that I find really important is how clean the fleece is. Mud and dirt, like mud and stuff, not caked on, but if you see some dirt on it, are easier to get out than fine chaff and dust, like, I don't know if you're looking at an alpaca fleece, because I do like to roll in the dust. It gets down in the fleece, down into it'll just get down in there, and if you shake it, it almost looks like you've shaken powder out of a sugar shaker or something, and you don't want that either. It makes it hard to clean, and if you're combing anything like the straw or hay, like this, things like this will come out. That's no big deal. But the really fine, dusty bits of chaff, they hold on to the fibers, they don't wash out, and they're really hard to comb out. So try to avoid those as well. Next thing to think about is how you're going to process it. Are you doing it by hand? Are you going to send it to a mill? If you're sending it to a mill, you have to make sure you know the minimum requirements for staple length of that mill. Mills are different. Some will take shorter. You see the difference here? A shorter and a longer. So you may have to pick out the longer if you want to send it to a particular mill that has a minimum of 3 inches, say. And if you're going to do it yourself, how short do you want it to get, depending on whether you're carding it or combing it. I'm a comber, so I like it to be 3 inches is about my minimum. I've done shorter, but they're just that much more challenging to me, actually. So that's decent. Not long, not short. Somewhere it's perfect. That's actually a nice length. I like that one. I don't have a ruler with me, but that's at least 3 inches. 3.5. It's nice. I've gone around this fleece several times now, and I've picked out what I think are almost all of the stuff that I don't want, that I would not put in the wash. What I'm taking out are parts that I do not want to wash, because if I don't want to wash it, it's no, I only wash the parts that I can comb. Since I'm a comber, I'll be combing it. And look at the color difference. Just look at this. This is gorgeous. He's got at least 3 or 4 colors in this fleece. I love this fleece. It's gorgeous. Oh, I just thought of something else. The sun bleaching. Keep in mind that a fleece that has sun bleached tips, if it's long enough, like this is, you can snip off the tips. Yes, you can cut your fleece. The fleece is cut down here, so there's no reason why you can't cut it up here. Generally, unless it's the lamb fleece, it's been cut up here already the previous year. So it's cut on both ends anyway. So it doesn't harm it at all to snip the tips off. If you want the true gray color, you need to keep the true gray color. If you include the lighter tips, you will get a lighter yarn in the end. And that can have really wonderful effects, or effects that you really don't desire. It just depends. The best thing to do would be to take and make a sample. Do a sample yarn, with and without, and see which one you like the best. Oh, I did think of something else. Yes, dander. Dander is important because dander is hard to get out. And dander is just what it is. It's like your own dander if you have dandruff or whatever. It's just skin cells. The skin has come off, and it's usually down in here, closer to the skin, at least the ones I've seen. Sometimes it can be further down if there was for some reason that the skin cells came off. I don't personally know why that happens. I've honestly never done the research on why they get the dander, but it does not wash out. It will comb out, but the best thing to do if you have a fleece with some dander in it and you don't mind because the fleece is worth it, is to take and flick the ends after you've washed them. Flicking it beforehand, I wouldn't recommend. Some people might say yes. I personally wouldn't do that. Wash it, and then take your ends with a little flicker, flick it, turn around and flick it, and that should get rid of most of the dander. Sometimes combing will do it, but flicking's usually the best way. I've had fleeces with dander and didn't even realize until I had the fleece, and then it was too late to send it back or whatever. So I've learned over the years. But, I love picking through a fleece. It's relaxing to me. It's fun. It's always educational because every single fleece is different. So, almost done with Mr. Bates's fleece. I'll probably pick a little bit longer, but the next video will be washing. I'll use his fleece and I will demonstrate my washing method. Or actually, I'll try to demonstrate a couple of different ways to wash his fleece, both in like this and also to keep the lock structure if you want to do that. So that'll be coming up next. So thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section or send me a private message. Thanks very much. Till next time. Bye.